Hey there, welcome to episode number 2 of DJ Podcast Weekly, the show committed to elevating your DJ game. I'm your host, Edwin Frondozo, and I'm thrilled you're here with me today. In this episode, we're diving into how to effectively tell people about your podcast, covering a recent study about B2B podcasting and answering one of the most frequently asked questions from new podcasters. And don't forget, we have our featured DJ of the Week segment spotlighting DJ NuffCed. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. So let's get this show spinning. Are you ready? Here we go. This week's DJ podcasting tip of the week centers around something a lot of people overlook. Continuously reminding people about your podcast. And trust me, I'm guilty as well. And I know it might sound a bit salesy, but trust me, it's absolutely not. Just think about it. We're all swamped with information, right? It's so easy for your latest episode to get buried under the mountain of other content in your feed. So here's a simple 3-step playbook. Number 1, repetition is key. Keep posting snippets, highlights, or quotes from your podcast multiple times a week. It keeps your content fresh in the minds of your audience. Number 2, use link tools. Add your podcast link to your social media profiles using tools like Linktree, or if you're on livecast.fm, make use of the Livecast Hub. And lastly, number 3, be vocal. Don't shy away from mentioning your podcast during your live streams, your gigs, or within social interactions. I mean, you never know who might be listening for the very first time. Just remember, the people who love your work, they need a nudge to keep up with all the awesome stuff you're putting out there. So keep those reminders coming and make it easier for people to connect with you and your podcast. If you find this tip useful, please don't keep it to yourself. Share with a fellow DJ. And for more tips like this, make sure to follow and subscribe. Next up, we got some interesting news that got the podcasting world buzzing. It's a recent study by Lower Street and Content FX that has dropped some compelling facts. Did you know that over half, yes, more than 55% of business owners and executives are daily podcast listeners? And you know what's even more interesting is that this audience they're super engaged. Over 51% of them listen daily, and another 24% tune in 2 to 5 times a week. Now, here's where it gets juicy for us DJs. These aren't just casual listeners. According to the study, a solid 36% of these business decision makers use podcasts to learn new things, while 43% consider them their primary source of information. So if you've been thinking about how to target the business crowd, podcasts are your golden ticket. You're not convinced? Listen to this. 4 out of 10 of these decision makers always listen to the ads or sponsorships on podcasts. And almost 60% say they're likely to buy a product from a brand mentioned in a podcast. So with ad revenues and business podcasts growing by 30%, this is not a trend you're going to want to sleep on. So if you've been wondering if podcasts can really elevate your game, let these numbers speak for themselves. It's more than just dropping beats. It's about building relationships, staying top of mind, and driving revenue. Interested in the latest podcasting trends? Hit that subscribe button and stay in the know. All right, folks, it's time for the featured DJ of the Week segment, where we spotlight a DJ who's doing incredible things in the podcasting scene. This week, we've got none other than DJ NuffCed on the turntables. If you haven't tuned into his show yet, you're missing out. DJ NuffCed serves up an open format mixtape, blending genres, decades, and moods into a unique auditory experience. Whether you're looking to laugh, cry, smile, think, or just dance your worries away, he's got you covered. Some of his standout episodes include the Mellow Monday mixtape, Throwback Thursday mixtape, and other theme shows like The Cookout and Let's Ride. So if you're in the mood for a spontaneous dance party or just need a solid playlist to get you through the day, DJ NuffCed is your guy. Don't sleep on this. Head over to his podcast and catch the vibes. Links will be in the episode notes. Salute to you, DJ NuffCed, for keeping the beats fresh and the energy high. Groove to DJ NuffCed's beats? Find more about him in our show notes, and don't forget to subscribe for our weekly DJ spotlights. For our second DJ podcasting tip of the week, let's shift gears a bit. We often talk about social media, but today I want to focus on a tool that's arguably even more powerful, the good old newsletter. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, email really? Just hear me out. An email newsletter is a direct line to your fans. There's no algorithms, there's no nonsense. You control the message, and most importantly, you own the list. This is your place to update your audience on upcoming events, new podcast episodes, and those fresh new mixes you've been working on. Now, you might be thinking, Edwin, I don't have time to do this every week. So, no worries. You don't have to. You could do a monthly newsletter, and it can make a big impact. The key here is consistency and value. Don't just spam people here and there. Give them consistent updates they'll care about and even look forward to. So if you're not already collecting emails at your events, on your website, or through your socials, it's time to start. Remember, in this age of constant info and distractions, being in someone's inbox is a privilege. Use it wisely, provide value, and watch your fan base grow organically. Found this tip useful? Don't keep it to yourself. Share with a fellow DJ. And for more tips like this, make sure to subscribe. All right, for today's listener Q&A segment, I'm going to tackle one of the most common questions I hear about onboarding new podcasters. How often should I release a new episode? First off, let me just say there's no one size fits all to this question. But here's the key. Consistency is everything. Whether you decide to drop a new episode every week, 2 weeks, or even once a month, the important thing is to stick to your schedule. And you might be asking why. 2 reasons. Number one, setting up a regular schedule sets expectations for your fans. They'll know exactly when to tune in and can make listening to your podcast a part of their routine. And number two, a consistent schedule is not just for your audience. It's also about you. It makes time management way more manageable. And trust me, consistency will make your life easier in the long run. So decide on your frequency that can realistically commit to and then make it happen. Got more questions? Shoot us an email at askaquestion@djpodcastweekly.com or drop me a DM on any of my socials. All the links are in the show notes, so don't hesitate to reach out. Got a burning question? Shoot us an email at askaquestion@djpodcastweekly.com or send us a DM. That's it, folks. Thank you for sticking with me through another episode of DJ Podcast Weekly. Today, we talked about telling people about your podcast, why B2B leaders are tuning into podcasts, and even tackle a common FAQ. And of course, big ups, salute to our featured DJ of the week, DJ NuffCed. If you found value in today's show, hit that subscribe button, give us a rating, and share it with a DJ who would appreciate this knowledge. Your support keeps the turntable spinning and the content flowing. I'm Edwin Frondozo, and until next week, keep elevating your game.